The Undercountry Music News is an excerpt of the weekly internet broadcast Undercountry Music, which features music from great country artists you won't hear on mainstream radio, as well as a roundup of the most interesting country music news of the week without all the fluff. This program you're listening to right now contains only the news portion of the show. To listen and subscribe to the full weekly episode containing the music and interviews, please visit undercountry.com or simply subscribe to the Undercountry Music Podcast on iTunes. Let's get into it. I like to snap my fingers. Snap your fingers. You'll snap your neck. Because it's time for the Undercountry Music News. Oh, yeah. Hey, you know what? I like the Undercountry Music News, and I think you will too. Here's the deal here. The Undercountry Music News is an experiment where I go on to the front page of Google. I go on to Google and I type in country music news as a search term, and whatever websites come up on the first page of Google, I go in there, I try to see if they actually have any country music news, because a lot of them don't. A lot of them just shovel crap. And I try to find the one or two stories that aren't crap. And I bring it to you, because I have a feeling that you don't want to hear crap. Just a thought. So, yes. When I go onto a website and it's shoveling nothing but crap, I choose one crappy country music news source every week for the Undercountry Music News Wet Belch of the Week. Because women love bodily humor. And this show's all about the babes. You know that. All right, let's get on with it here. Over at CMT, comedian Tim Wilson dies at age 52. He co-wrote Jeff Foxworthy's Redneck 12 Days of Christmas, and most, blue-collar comedians know who the guy was. I had no idea, but I'm sorry to hear he's dead. Wish his family all the best. Thoughts and prayers are with you. Over at CountryWeekly.com, Jett Williams has been arrested on DUI charges. Jett Williams, that is the daughter of Hank Williams Sr. Now, here's the deal. I don't know if you know this or not, but Jett Williams was actually born 5 days after her father died. So she never met Hank Williams. Hank Williams never held her. It was, from a lady that Hank Williams never was married to. A little tryst O there. And, she, basically fought for the use of her name. And she's got an autobiography called Ain't Nothing Sweet As My Baby. And all good. So there you have it. Jett Williams. She's following that family tradition. She's drinkerin'. She might be smokerin'. But we know one thing she's not doing. She ain't driving no motorin'. Wow. All right, and also over at Country Weekly, they're reporting that Glen Campbell's going to receive a special award for getting Alzheimer's. So you get Alzheimer's and they give you an award? Heck, like you'd remember getting it. Anyway, Glen Campbell, who has been battling Alzheimer's disease in recent years, will be honored with the inaugural Glen Campbell Courage Award during the second annual A Night at Sardi's event in Beverly Hills, California. I have no idea what any of that means. On March 26th, Glen and his family are actually receiving this award for publicly sharing Glen's story and for their advocacy in fighting Alzheimer's. And that's why he's actually getting the award. But it's also going for the family because they struggled with it publicly and gave a public face to Alzheimer's. And I think that's good. supposed to be good. I know you get an award for it. All right, over at GAC, the Country Music Hall of Fame and Museum will explore a year in the life of Miranda Lambert with a new exhibition. Miranda Lambert Backstage Access will open May 16th and run through November 9th. It will feature gowns, stage costumes, awards, and much more, with Miranda's tweets providing the narrative of her life throughout 2013. What about her guns? That's what we want to see. I want to see her gun collection. I want to see her camo gear from where she guts deer in the forest and beats her chest and chews tobacco. I want Miranda's spittoon. That's what I want to see. If I'm going to pay money, I want the good stuff. All right, over at Taste of Country. They got the taste of the under-country music wet belch of the week because they got nothing. Nothing. Zero, zip, zilch, not a people magazine, garbage, crap, alla. And they are the unlucky recipient of the undercountry music wet belch of the week. Over at Nashville Gab, Scotty McCreery is set to perform at SeaWorld this weekend for their Bands, Brew, and Barbecue event. He says he's seen the BlackFish documentary that's caused so many artists to pull out of SeaWorld, and he still decided to go forward, stating there are two sides to every story, and after personally reviewing the information, he feels that it is perfectly fine to play SeaWorld. Good for him. Who'd have thunk that I would become a Scotty McCreery fan here on this show? And I hate SeaWorld. Yeah, I left a comment for a commentator online a few weeks ago who was, talking about the SeaWorld issue there. I said, I think this guy has an interesting perspective, that, not every artist probably feels they should pull out because there was a documentary about treating fish badly. And then, all the fish activists come out going, you sound like a very unpleasant person, and you're obviously not very intelligent because, dolphins aren't fish. Orcas aren't fish. They're sea mammals. And, never mind the fact that the documentary is called BlackFish. Yeah, I know what a freaking sea mammal is, okay? But to me, it's a freaking fish, okay? I'm not saying they're not. I don't love them. I love the dolphins. I love the orcas. I mean, they're awesome animals. Just someone treats a fish bad, that does not give you grounds. I doubt there's grounds in a contract to cancel your concert. I'm just saying, it's like, I'm sure when Alan Jackson signs a contract with SeaWorld, it doesn't have an escape unless I hear that you've treated fish badly through some obscure documentary that's barely released. Okay, anyway, moving on. At theboot.com, Canadian country star Rita MacNeil died on Tuesday, April 16th. April 16th, I think that means February 16th, after suffering complications following surgery. She was 68 years old. She was a native of Cape Breton County, Nova Scotia. She recorded her first album, Born a Woman, in 1975. In all, MacNeil recorded 24 albums, including 2012's Saving Grace. In 1990, she was the best-selling country artist in Canada, even outselling Garth Brooks in Canada. And hardly anyone in America knows who the hell she is because we don't give a flying F about anything from Canada. But I'm sorry she's dead. That's 2 deaths here on the news roll. 2 deaths. Let's see if we can go for 3. The trifecta. They say these things come in threes. Over at CountryMusicIsLove.com, Cole Swindell's self-titled Warner Brothers Records release has debuted at number 3 on SoundScan's all-genre chart, with over 63,000 albums sold, making it the highest-selling debut album from a country artist since October 2011. They didn't say who it was in October 2011 that, had something higher. But anyway, that's how long it's been since something hit this high on the country charts in its debut. Now, his big hit single is called Chillin' It. And it sounds like all the other banal cliche crap out there on mainstream radio these days. So I'm not going to give it any more news here. It's just that was a little noteworthy. So there you go. Cole Swindell, congratulations. Shoveling crap, get you the gold. Over at Country Standard Time, Martin Brickell team up for summer tour. That would be Steve Martin and Edie Brickell, and they make up the Steep Canyon Rangers. And the tour kicks off March 14th in Santa Cruz, California. What's up with all this country kicking off in California? I thought Nashville was the place these tours left from. And it's going to end up at the Hollywood Bowl on the 4th of July. Fireworks from the wild and crazy guy. Steep Canyon Rangers, huh? You know what? I picked around with a couple people that made up a little group called the Lost Canyon Rangers in California. Not really picked around with them. I went over to their house a couple times and played. They were looking for a guitarist on their deal, and I don't know, this crazy lady in that group kept, she was explaining to me how she wants someone who's going to be willing to live their life as the sideman to the front guy in the group. There's nothing wrong with being a sideman, but for your entire life, for a guy who's not very well known, and she's asking me to dedicate my life to, there's some cuckoos in the clock up there sometimes, and you got to avoid that old hour hand coming around to smack ya. Speaking of smack ya, now we're over at the 615, which is a subdivision of Billboard.com. Wait, what was that? Normally I only give one wet belch of the week, but this week I'm breaking new territory. 2 websites, that's right, not one, but 2 have earned the Under Country Music Wet Belch of the Week. That's right. Dramatic. So, the heck out of it, that's everything that appeared on the front page of Google. But you know what? Since we're on a death roll here, I could not pass up an article that I happened to stumble across elsewhere. It did not make the front page of Google, but it was country music news. And I can't understand why nobody has reported this. Anyway, over at thetennessean.com, a public campaign has begun to push for Tammy Wynette's name to be restored onto her burial crypt 2 years after it was replaced with her married name, Virginia W. Richardson. Now, this is a really, really bizarre story. For some reason, they changed the name on her burial crypt to the name she was born with, but that wasn't the name that she went by or the name that she embraced throughout the years. See, I guess through some bureaucracy of some kind, it was insisted that her birth name be put on there, but the daughters were told it would only be temporary. But now they can't reverse the decision to put that name on there because they don't actually own the burial crypt. So they have done what anyone who would do who's trying to save the world and is really serious about it. They started a Facebook page. Because everybody listens to Facebook pages to make things change. Alright. That looks like about all the screwy news we got for you this week. So this has been your Under Country Music News. Thank you. Thank you. I love each and every one of you. Yes, I do. See, this is the reason why I do this show every single week. It's the love and adoration of the little people. Thank you for listening to the Undercountry Music News. The Undercountry Music News is just a small excerpt of the weekly hour-long internet broadcast Undercountry Music, where I, Neil Smith, not only round up the week in country music news and put my own spin on it, but I also play music and have great interviews by lesser-known original country acts, the kind that you won't hear on mainstream country radio. If you're thirsting for that, get on over to undercountry.com where you can listen and subscribe. You can also subscribe via iTunes to Undercountry Music. Thanks so much. Stay under, stay country.